I just
Still showing G.
All that talk to my gang pull up and we pull up and they all dip.
all right. How's it going, fam? It's your boy King Dave here, and this is the Felon Show. We've got a special episode today, man. We've got my bro on today, man. Myles, how's it going, brother?
Hey, some my bro. No, good. Thanks for having me.
Everything eats fly over there down in Wally Town?
Oh, bro, it's each as it can get,
It's
been raining for the whole week, so it's
solid, brother. Well, anyway, so again, this is my boy here, man. Thanks for jumping on. So, a bit about Myles here. So, me and him had actually done a bit of time together. Served about around half a year, something like that, together at Port Phillip in Melbourne, maximum security. So we got to know each other pretty well. A bit about Myles. He's originally from New Zealand, down in Wainuiomata, is it, my bro? Out Wellington.
Yeah, brother. Yeah.
So Myles grew up around there, lived a lot of his life there. Eventually made his way over to Australia, where he did all sorts of things. Unfortunately, he landed himself in prison over there, which is where he had the unfortunate chance of meeting me. But we made something good happen of it. But so that's pretty much my bro here. So anyway, how's everything been going down there, my brother? How's life?
Yeah, no, it's been good, bro. Full on, busy.
Like you've been doing a lot of stuff out with the youth, huh? About Myles. So yeah, Myles is like me. He's made a positive change. He's kicking goals now in life. He has his own coffee cart. He works with the youth. Inspirational, my bro. Keeps me going as well. So to start off, why don't you break down a bit about your upbringing, bro? About where you grew up and
I grew up in Wainuiomata, where I lived for 21 years. Done all my schooling there, very heavy rugby league and rugby background there. So I guess that's pretty much how I got to express most of myself, was all through rugby league. And rugby, which I had a massive passion for. I was massively into my sports, and I guess where I grew up was either you played sports or you went the other way. So I was trying to go more towards the sporting side of things.
And by other way, you mean like crime and prison?
Oh, bro, yeah, crime, drugs, all that. Yeah, I guess where I ended up, but that was in the future, So I done okay during the teens. I was quite a good boy back then. And then I moved to Melbourne. I moved to Perth. First of all, was there about 10 months. Wasn't really me. Moved back to Melbourne, where essentially I wanted to move in the first place.
How old were you when you moved to Oz, brother?
21 G. So I had my 21st, and then I shot over there. I done youth work for about 4.5 years in Melbourne, like high risk stuff, with sort of youth anywhere from sort of like 5 or 6 onwards to like 18. So it's sort of just before like juvenile or in and out of juvenile. They might come back with 2-hour care and stuff like that, which was pretty cool.
Wow. Yep.
Yeah.
So even though you did grow up around crime and drugs and things like that, that didn't enter your life until later on, was it?
Yeah. Oh, look, I'm not gonna lie. I've always, never said no to a good time on the weekends every now and again. In moderation, sort of thing, but never been heavy or addicted to anything. Other than when I was playing sports, I became injured. I've had 3 reconstructions on my left shoulder here, so I couldn't play sports, and I got into the gym hard out. Then health and fitness has always sort of been my savior. My mental well-being, keeping that positivity. That's sort of where it balances me out. So. Over in Melbourne, I ended up getting attacked by one of my clients, and I tore the bicep tendon and the bicep off the bone again.
Oh, wow.
When that happened, when it happened, I was approved for work cover and an operation to have my shoulder repaired, but they ended up declining it. So I ended up being in Australia paying, I think it was paying like 2,324 a month for this apartment. And then went from working full time to not being able to work out, couldn't train. Dieting was out the window, bro. Couldn't pretty much use my left arm. Sorry.
Would have been a big shot. Would have been a big shot to your mental health at the time, wouldn't it?
Bro, it got the better of me, Gene. I think I was trying to escape that by. Well, obviously, I was doing things to make money to pay for the rent, and then it sort of went from me sort of breaking my ass to cover bills to picking up this addiction out of nowhere, doing that flat stick. That was now the new thing that I was doing. I went from hustling to pay bills to living quite comfortably in a sense, nothing too outrageous, but to what I thought was a dream back then anyway. Yeah. Which then led me to being set up by one of my best mates over there, who was from New Zealand as well. And ended up serving 2.5 years, where I was fortunate enough to meet the bro here. It's pretty cool, G. I guess what we took out of being inside was, I guess, your mind can be where you want it to be. So your body's trapped in jail, but our mindset was outside of prison, outside of the four walls. Yeah. So, and I think that's why we're all sort of gravitated towards each other,
it's awesome seeing how many boys are doing it as well. You know what I mean? Like before this was sort of like a taboo thing, you know what I mean? Especially with me, if we see one of the boys sort of flip his life around, it was sort of just like what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, what's this cunt doing? But nowadays it's just nowadays people are relating to prisoners way more. You know what I mean? People are relating to us and what we've gone through, whereas before there was just no. So it's a lot easier for people to make that transition nowadays, and also getting supported as well. So yeah, it's not seen as a taboo thing, is it? Changing your life around nowadays.
100%, bro. And there's more support around the whole, changing. Like you said, if you were to, change around the way we have, sort of even like 5 years, 10 years ago, it was sort of like a frowned upon thing. Sort of like cut people off in a way, like, oh no, he's changed, he's different now.
Yeah, well, frowned on by both sides. Even society would even frown on you for trying to change your life around, which still happens nowadays. But it's just, I don't know. I'm just seeing a bit of a revolution, I think, nowadays, where people are getting out and people are just saying, bro, prison's fucked. You know what I mean? Like, it shouldn't there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I guess you shouldn't, I guess, hold that perspective over someone's life, over spending a part of their life in jail. They're still human. So that's cool to see that. I guess we get that acknowledgement these days, as opposed to being frowned upon. Anyway, done my time inside, which changed my whole perspective on life. I guess what I assumed to be the dreams, and then what I realized was a dream was not what I was living. And, like even just respecting money again, respecting family, friends, like my work ethic. I hadn't worked for maybe 2 years into building up, getting locked up, then doing 2.5 years and coming back. There's nearly 5 years I hadn't worked full-time for, bro. So just coming back out, but having a work ethic from working full-time on side to working outside and working for myself even was a big achievement. And like, even though it's not the coffee car, it's not making $1 million, it's more or less just knowing that I'm out there just on the grind and not giving up. And then got my baby as well and my family here. So that's pretty cool as well. So doing the dad thing now, and got the youth group. So yeah, bro, just trying to stay busy and do as much as we can, bro. Doing a few things in the community with the youth group, which is pretty cool. Essentially,
they definitely need it out there.
Oh, bro, it's pretty cool. Like, we first started off with, maybe 8 boys. We're up to 35 as of our last Thursday. We've had 10 sessions.
Well done,
now.
Bro. Well done.
It's cool. It's a great sense of achievement. Like, when I was that age, I know we definitely didn't open up that way, and especially from Wainuiomata, because it's, hard enough fuck up, don't be a bitch. You're not this, you're not that. So I guess that's, that stigma behind being a man, being who your dad wanted you to be, sort of like, there's all those now underlying issues, or sort of like, depression rates, or guys not dealing with their emotions, whereas now these boys can come and vent, open up. It's just a safe space for fellas to be themselves, I guess,
Oh, and, man, well done, bro. 35, man, that's a lot of numbers, bro. They'll be wrapped on.
Bro, it's pretty humbling, it's a bit of a vibe, but it definitely makes us feel good too. Like, some of the boys don't realize, like, us going there, they're helping us at the same time, because they're actually respecting what we're doing, or it's actually influencing them in the right way. So, it makes our day too, bro. So no, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, bro, it's a cycle, isn't it? You know what I mean? Yeah, most definitely. Like, before you were doing that sort of stuff out your way, brother, was there many stuff for youth out there, or like, what about for you growing up, bro? You growing up out there, was there much to sort of steer you away from that life, or aside from sports?
Nah, if you weren't playing sports and you weren't academically smart, bro, then you were definitely. It was so easy to get it straight. It was easier to do what everyone else was doing than to try make it in sports, or
sad thing with New Zealand, isn't it? You know what I mean? If you're not good at sports, man, it's if you ain't good at sports, man, it's going to be a struggle.
And that's what we're trying to do for the youth group as well, is just showing these boys that are quite artistic, or they've got vision, or they know how to rap, whatever it may be, just to follow and pursue those dreams. Like last Thursday, we had our brother Teddy Y and Regan on, also known as Tricks and Just the Norms, and them coming in and having their corridor around, like, just being themselves, being passionate about what you believe in. And if you look at them now, they're now walking billboards in a sense. They get paid to do this, or put this on their page. And from what? Just from being themselves and believing in themselves. So it was cool for them to come in and, enlighten the boys a little around what their hobbies are and just to stick at what they're doing and just having a bit of faith in themselves.
How do you compare, so you spent time in Australia, obviously. So how do you compare New Zealand to Australia, brother, to Melbourne?
Ooh, I guess I love the culture here in New Zealand. Very proud to be a white Māori myself. So I love the culture. I love I just love all the culture of New Zealand. Just all the hills, the greenery, all that sort of stuff, the fresh air. I believe the air is a lot fresh here as well. Not as intoxicated as Australia. But then there's the other side of things, like, Australia's got more chances and I guess being a lot more successful in life in a short amount of time. The rent, in Melbourne anyway, the rent there is probably half the price. I've even buzzed out you, like, coming back, like, bro, on Uber Eats, bro, I can fucking find like a couple of things and that's it. And if you don't order by 7:30, everything's closed. In Melbourne, brother, we've both had a bit of a shindig over there, brother.
Yeah,
I know, 3 in the morning, you still got fucking,
massive culture shock, isn't it? Like now I don't notice it because now I've gotten back used to New Zealand, so I actually enjoy it here again now. But I struggled when I first come back because of things like that, just like
I remember first
early shutdowns in the city. And bro. It's just it's just such a big difference, for me coming back. Even though I moved there.
Did you get into?
Hey?
Sorry, brother. Yeah, because you've been in. Sorry, continue. You've been in Australia most of your life, ain't you?
No, well, I went there at 14, bro. You know what I mean? So I spent a chunk there, but at least I did. When I came back, at least I had spent my time here. Compared to other people who just haven't seen this place at all. Yeah, so I still had those roots, bro.
Yeah.
So even though it was hard, and the money, bro, big difference in money, the rent money. Man, you can't. A three-beddy house in Melbourne. It's like, man, you can't even get houses here in the hood that cheap. You know what I mean? Like, man, even in the hood here, even in the hood in Auckland, man. I mean, it's expensive as hell, man.
Bro, hard because because Emily's in Melbourne at the moment, and she was telling me that, that like for what we've got here, 15-ish, 20 minutes from the city, similar to where we are from the city, it's like 400, 350. Here we are paying 650. It's like, ooh, the arms are almost semi-bent away. Like, bro, should I swim to Australia? Or?
We used to think 350 in Melbourne was expensive, man. And you come back here,
same.
Right.
Anyway,
all right, so we'll backtrack a little bit. So you talked about how you went to Melbourne, how you even worked with the youth over there, how you were trying to do the righty. Unfortunately, the injuries, being attacked, things like that ended up turning your life into another path of ending up in prison. Do you mind sharing about anything at all about why you went to prison, brother?
Yeah, of course, bro. I was pretty much I went from selling most things to then working out sort of what I guess was more sustainable or easier for me, which became methamphetamine, because obviously I was using it full time. The people that obviously were using sort of work around the clock 24 hours. So, you can sort of be there when they need them. It's one of those things, unless you're doing it, it's pretty hard to not be a part of it. You can't work around the clock when you're a normal person working at like a 9 to 5, and you sleep. So, bro, it was just a terrible, terrible place to be that I experienced probably about a year and a half. I just was just doing that full time. And
so you were selling, you were an addict at the same time.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, flat stick every day. Like I wouldn't go a day without it. I stopped maybe 2 or 3 times for an X amount of days, and then to be able to deal with these people as well as trying to catch up and sleep and be normal, it just didn't work, bro. So then I was just like, fuck, I guess this is just where I'm at right now in life.
How does it feel after being up for that long, bro? So when you're on these long benders, I mean, what sort of stuff's going through your head, bro? I mean, can you think at all, or?
Yeah, that's probably the scary thing, bro. Like, I've spoken to a lot of people about it as well, and they sort of wig out a little bit. Like, the more I would be awake or the more I'd stay up, it's just the more I would have less care about things. So I'd be more in tune or more aware of things. Say if you just started day 1, whatever, whereas maybe say 3, I normally didn't do any more than a couple of days. But if you had those random big ones that you do, 3rd or 4th day, I just would be really careless. So I might have an X amount of stuff on me or money, or I might be seeing people out in the open when I shouldn't be. but I just wouldn't really give a fuck because I didn't care. Whereas most people, I guess,
running a bit red hot.
Yeah, when people get to that stage, they sort of wig out and don't leave the house or don't want to do things. I'll do more things, but do them just fucking just not giving a fuck, not realizing. But I'll just become it wasn't good, bro. But I don't think anything wrong from my head, bro. It was just heaps of bangers, bro. Heaps of Melbourne bangers and fucking just full-time parties, penthouse, fucking this and that, casino, down at the Crown for a couple of nights. It was just full on, bro,
full on lifestyle, huh? And so that ended up landing you in prison eventually, though.
Eventually, yeah. So what happened is the dude that set me up, bro, he was essentially, it was a form of entrapment. He was trying to get me for firearms, but I said in the encrypted messaging that we had between each other that's not what I do, that's not what I'm about, blah, blah, blah. He kept insisting. I was like, no. And then one time I just happened to be at one of the bros' houses and he was like, oh, bro, I've got this, blah, blah, blah. And I said, oh, yeah, sweet. So then I ended up selling him 2 firearms, I think in the same day, actually, on 2 separate occasions.
So to your bros, bro. Oh,
Well, essentially, and back then it was my bro. Yeah. So bro. And then the worst thing was when I worked out what he was essentially trying to get me for was more the firearms, obviously with the methamphetamine, but he would have let that drag on for God knows how long until he got the firearms, bro. And then it just happened to be that. Thankfully for me, that was only in 8 weeks I sold him 1/4 kilo of meth and 2 firearms. Whereas if I had gone for any longer. And the weird thing was when he was in my presence, he seen me at different hotels. I'd never let people come to my actual address unless I like use them. So whenever I met him, like one time he'd done like a few lines of coke. It was very weird, bro. Like, I guess undercover.
So this was an undercover cop, huh?
Yeah, bro. Yeah. So I guess, bro, they got their sign off to do whatever they need to do, bro. Like I believe they would go to the ends meet. And then he'd seen bigger amounts of things around at the time and all these other bits and pieces. But thankfully, it was only the hard up evidence or whatever that he actually had that I'd given him. I was charged for. But yeah, that's what gave me the 5 years on top, 2.5 years in the bottom, which was non-parole period. So I served 2.5. Done heaps of programs inside. Started facilitating like drug and alcohol programs with clinicians inside, which are psychologists, and just really got on a healthy path. Became a peer mentor, bro. Got heaps of stuff approved for the boys, and it gave me like a purpose in there, bro, just to change my life around while I was in there. So when I came out, I was just ready for the outside world.
Yeah, 100%, bro. Well done. I mean, I didn't catch you when you ended up doing all of those programs and things, but I mean, how was your time? So, so you were arrested and then basically remanded in custody, is it? And then they took you to Port Phillip.
Yeah. So
where did they pick you up from, bro? Like, did they just grab you from your house?
Nah, so it was a KFC, bro, in the western suburbs. And Kilo there's like a little shop, like a mini shop type of thing.
Yeah.
And there was maybe like 30 odd cars, and they were all unmarked, like all cars, like Rangies, fucking little golf wagons, like just everything was there. Then there was like 1 car park or 2 car parks that were separate. Sorry, they were empty. Sorry. And I pulled in there, hopped out, popped my boot open, bro, and then picked up this bag. It was like 2 days after Christmas, so I had like a bag, and it was wrapped in Christmas wrapping. It was like 4 ounces in there. And I hopped out and went to walk across the road, bro. Then there was a white panel wagon type thing with like sliding doors, and they both slid open, and then 3 dudes ran out either side, like full military stats, like like.
So that's the SOGs, huh?
Special. Yeah, SOGs, yeah. So they all had the masks
with the zip
on,
ties
the
and
machine guns. Yeah, bro, they came up with the machine guns, the old lights and stuff, and I was just like, I've just woken up, had a massive.
And that was your first experience. That was your first experience like that as well. So you would have known who those were with the guns and all of that.
Yeah, I knew straight away that dudes I was dealing with weren't on big enough scales to be fucking pulling up with that sort of material. You know what I mean? Wasn't Pablo's cousin. You know what I mean? So I knew straight away. Fuck, because at that time I was maybe whatever I was doing. I just knew that was I just worked it out straight away. So yeah, I just had my phone in my hand, so I just smashed the screen because of whatever reason. And they're like, if you move again, we will shoot you. And they had me all surrounded. I'm like, well, fuck, I'm clearly not going to run. Like, relax, So I went to the ground and they just fucking bashed the fuck out of me. And I remember one of them, the fucking cunt. I don't know. I felt like it was the guy that I was dealing with. Obviously, he probably wasn't a part of the case then, but because he put his boot on my head and my glasses on the ground, bro, and he just kept like rubbing my head into the ground, and like the insides of the plastics of your glasses, like this was all like worn off and like had like cut through my skin in it. teeth through the gums. Like, bro, they fucked me up, bro. And then I said about my shoulder injury. So when they put my arm behind my back here, they chicken wing me. So then, when they cuff you, then they just pull your elbow like back like that.
Yeah.
And I was just like, fuck. I've been operated on maybe like, so the operation I was waiting for, I just got the operation, G. About 3 weeks later, I got arrested. So my arm was still fresh, rehabbing, and it just tore it.
That would just destroyed the surgery.
Yeah, just destroyed, bro. So that's why it's so fucked now. But see, they arrested me. They searched my car there. Went back to the police station. Me and my sister both go. Oh, mine was a no comment. Hers was a partial no comment. Like, she was on, thankfully she had no idea what was going on anyway, but still,
Yeah.
She knew her rights, which was good. They went back, searched the house, took me in there, ran the dogs through, nothing in the house, other than like some like knuckle dusters with like little like fucking switchblades and shit like that.
Yeah.
Other than that was about it, G. And then went to got taken back, got taken to the submarine, G. We all love the submarine.
The yellow submarine. So for those that don't know, that's the holding cells. That's the holding cells underneath the Melbourne magistrates. We all know it well.
Yeah. Wouldn't want to go there again.
So how long they keep you down there for?
It's not as enjoyable as a submarine you generally be a part of.
Yeah. How long they keep you down there for?
I think I done a week, G. I think I was there for a week, and pretty much all you get given is like coffee or tea, but this is some coffee or tea you never want to drink in your life.
Yeah, give people a sort of a picture of what the sub is like, bro. So it's not a cell, is it? It's just basically a little dormitory with a whole bunch of prisoners fresh off the street.
It's underground. There's no light, no natural lighting. Yeah, everyone's coming down. There's just massive lights everywhere. You can't sleep. There's 6 of you in one little room. There's no actual bed. You get given 3 little cushions about this big. Hey, bro, and you're given a sheet. You learn to then wrap that up and tie it around. So now you're fitted sheet.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
And
fold one of them. Fold one of them for the cushion.
Yeah. How's it? Lunch is ready. 2 dim sums, frozen and frozen rice.
Dim sums, bro. Don't say dim sums. Fuck, I miss them now, bro. Shit.
Fuck off, bro.
Oh, we got wontons. We got wontons.
We got wontons. Yeah.
Y'all ain't got wontons in Aussie.
The ones we were getting were about 5 years past their expiry date. They were fucking bad. Yeah, so I done about a week there, G, and then fucking got taken to the map, which again is like another holding place, but it's now you're in an actual cell, so you feel like you're sort of living again. Like, to put into perspective, I felt like I went from a fucking motorhome to the penthouse.
Yeah.
Gee, bro, I was like, oh, canteen, fuck, hey, cordial, fuck noodles, yeah. Hey, G.
Man, once you go to prison from the courthouse, man, it's a bit of an upgrade, ain't it?
Yeah, G. And then,
even though it is shit, but yeah, then you got
I think I've done about 9-10 days there. After doing laps with everyone in there, which is when you just walk around in repetitive circles, that's what you really do in jail. Yeah. I was trying to get a grasp on what was going on and, feel for people and stuff. And I was real wigged out on trusting anyone because I thought, fuck, everyone's a dog now after being set up, And then they were like, oh, MRC, if you go there, like most countries go there like rats or they lag. And then most people that go to Port Phillip are like staunch, blah, blah. And everyone that's in for Knox go to Barwon. So I was like, well, fuck, I guess I'm going to choose Port Phillip. And then when I got there, I was like, oh, this is real prison, eh? Like, oh, check this old school place out. Let's go up north, walked in. That's when I met this fella, walked in my bags. You've gone from this place, it's got cameras everywhere, and it's like brand new pool tables and all that. So just walking into this dungeony, fucking how old is Scarborough North, G? Like,
I would have been around since. Yeah. Well, there's no cameras, so it's probably been around since Pinchage.
Literally that old school way, yeah, bro. And I was like, remember that cage that was hanging from the roof that was above the screws box?
Oh yeah. To stop the TVs from hitting the screws box.
Yeah.
that was actually one of the boys. One of the boys actually threw off a TV off the tier and chucked it at the officers, and that's why all of those cages at Port Phillip are there now. Oh, no good. Oh, yeah. So that was so that was actually where I met Myles. So when he came to Scarborough North, that was where we met. We clicked straight away, didn't we? But it was good, in prison, when you do see, in Melbourne anyway, when you see another Māori or an Islander, you do say what's up. You ask them if they need anything, because races do stick together over there. That's how it works.
Especially our culture. Our culture is our next to none, bro. Like fucking unbelievable. The support and love between the bros is just
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
just
I
another
remember
level,
when
bro.
you walked in the unit, bro. I spotted you straight away, man. I knew you were a Māori because I just heard around, you know what I mean, through the grapevine. And then, yeah, as soon as you walked in the unit, I was like, oh, solid, he's over here with me. You know, I was like the only one.
Yeah, yeah. I remember. Oh, because I remember we were actually having dim sums, believe it or not, and they were getting the soy sauce, and then you sort of barge through the line to get your soy sauce. Like, oh, what is this fillet?
Yeah,
All
bro.
jacked up, You're like, who's this big king? And
So I
then
have
the
lost a
picture. I
lot of.
remember I went into your cell, and you're like, gee, I've got a doona in there, and I was like, bro. So for those who don't realize, being inside getting a doona is like
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know how
Scarp
to
North.
explain
It's
it.
Scarp North. There's no
got,
getting dooners.
there's no doonas. You got these.
Well,
little
you can't get
thin-
them off the. You can't get them off the screws anyway.
Yeah, so you've got these like little like hairy blankets, like those hospital blankets that everyone hates. So I've been sleeping with those for like a month or two now. And then I get the bros doing a big thick white blanket. Bro, I was like, yeah, Lux.
Yeah,
Thank
nah.
God
So
for my nan and that Māori side. Yeah.
yeah, nah. Those dooners were just for the boys, brother. Just for the boys.
Yeah, bro. No, that was mad. And then, yeah, for those who don't know, this guy used to be what have you lost, bro? Like 15, 20 kilos, you reckon?
Bro, I've lost like
More?
30
30,
kilos, bro.
yeah, you were
Yeah,
jacked
nah,
up,
so
bro.
yeah, nah, I've lost a lot of weight since jail, man. But yeah, trying to healthier though. I'm healthier. I feel
Oh, the
healthier now.
healthiest.
I'm like 115, but from jail, you know what I
Hard,
mean?
hard.
Yeah,
That's
nah, I
just
lost a lot.
dedication.
Because I
You're,
quit meat, bro. I quit meat, quit all of that
you,
shit, man.
you've
So
cleaned up your eating. You're pretty organic for your eating and supplementation and all that.
yeah, bro.
Supplementation,
Yeah.
sorry.
So well, when we were in Scarp North together, bro, I mean, fuck, you carried yourself well in there, brother. I mean, yeah, you didn't seem like we got along fine. We were training together, running the laps, cutting the tier together. But I mean, can I ask you how was it for you mentally at that time, bro, in Scarp North? You know what I mean? Were you still trying to cope at all? Like I said, you couldn't tell, but you know, how was it for you mentally, bro, in there?
Oh, bro, it's quite hard to put into words, though. Like I think when I came in there, then when I seen you boys and then met you, then like Monty and I think Big Sean was there back then. A few other faces.
Yeah.
I remember old Frankie, Aussie Frankie.
Yeah, bro.
Sean,
yeah.
Sean
with
Frankie.
the dog.
Sean Braz,
With the
Sean
dog.
Braz.
Yeah, bro. The Italian fella.
Yeah. So after meeting everybody, it was just like, oh, bro, it was just like a little family. And I was actually like, fuck, I did not think it would be. I probably pictured the worst and got ready for that. And then when it wasn't how I expected it, but obviously we saw the worst, still fellas walking around with shivs, still getting stabbed, got all that sort of stuff in front of your face most days, whatever. But I was prepared for that. I was like, oh, that's obviously how prison is. But just, I don't know, bro, it was, I guess also because I was so substance affected. And then once getting clean and like, I couldn't do like 1 or 2 push-ups. That's how like fucked it was from getting arrested and all that. But to rework everything and sort of stabilize it to an extent, us training twice a day, bro, dieting, it's just, I really thoroughly enjoyed it all, bro. All the incentives like getting a job, then to get a single cell, so you get to live by yourself and have your own, all those little bits and pieces, bro. Like I actually enjoyed it, and I think I made the most of it, bro. Like it was probably the time that was hard for me would have been more or less when I come to a sort of crossroads or cross paths, whatever you call it, where it was like stay to my word, or just not reapplying to stay here, to have my visa revocation revoked, whatever you want to call it, or returned.
So this is when you were in prison and they revoked your visa.
Yeah, bro. So originally I was like, okay, I'm going to sign, I'm going to be removed. Got a lot of information from the boys saying if you sign it, you still won't get it. Then you'll do your full 5 years, blah, 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 just go home. When I found out I was a 116, I realized like I've actually got one chance to fight it back here. So I guess I could, pursue that when I get back. But when my mum and my family and all that came into it and how much they wanted me there, I seen how happy they were in Australia. I was like, fuck, I want to do it for them. So then I decided to fight it, and then I spent more money, or we all spent more money trying to turn all that around. And that was just a massive letdown, bro. Like we ended up finding a loophole. There's like a 90% chance. I don't think I told you, bro, of me getting my visa overturned. So it was all sweet. Then like 4 days before appearing through court through video chat, I got a call from my lawyer, went up there, and then they'd like changed a legislation or some law that they found a loophole on, which like now I had no merit or didn't hold any, any chance in court pretty much, because I'd rather than you wasting money and going, but and I was just like fuck, I ended up leaving there, went back to the cell, ended up wrecking this fella, in the fella I was living with as well. I was just fuck. I couldn't stand this cunt anyway. But it's like you tolerate people, and I just lost it. G. I was just like, fuck this. Didn't give a fuck anymore. Started, doing shit I shouldn't have done for a little while there, and then I came back into the right mind space. But that's probably the time I struggled the most because I told my family, don't. It's not a yes until it's yes. It's not a yes until it's signed. It's not a yes until I'm out of here or whatever, or the visa's overturned. Sure enough, bro, like a couple of days beforehand, So, and that just shattered all of their dreams, and so that made me feel even worse. But
that's more weight on your shoulders.
Yeah, you feel like even more of a letdown now, So I guess for us during time, like people, get a parole period and go back to their families. They get to go to open camps, which is where there's no security around a jail. You get free weights, get all these beautiful privileges, working back in the community when you're still in jail. We didn't get none of that. So our time's a lot harder than people that don't have visas, I guess,
Yeah, even when you get out, you got to get, if you aren't already a maximum, you got to get taken back to Port Phillip, and you know what I mean? You got to get transferred from there to the fucking airport and all that deportation bullshit.
Just a kind of a thing, right? Yeah.
And then on top of that, we got to get out and do right by society, brother?
Yeah, that's right. And you come back here with nothing, and then they want you to do parole in New Zealand too. It's like, what did I do here? Oh, after returning your fingers, you return this.
Yeah, bro.
Hey, we done it though, bro. So hey, big up to us, G.
Hey, so what about all right, so it's no secret, bro, you know what I mean? There is drug use in prison. That's definitely no secret for me and you. We were always hanging in the cell, bro. So drug use isn't anything new in prison. How did you go with the drug use in there, bro? Did you have a habit in there, or?
I done really well, bro. Like I done really well, and then I remember you gave me my first bit of supu.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So for people that don't know what that is, that's butte. So most people know what that is, but it is a drug that is used quite a lot in Australian prisons. And unfortunately, I gave Myles his first taste. I was a drug addict. I was a drug addict myself in prison. That's how I got through my time. Was doing drugs, getting drugs off other prisoners. Just all that sort of stuff. Standovers, blah blah blah. But so about you, it never got to the point where you were a heavy drug user in prison?
Oh, so at first, pretty much in that first year, I done butte, but I think you wanted maybe with one of the other boys. It just wasn't for me, bro. I just didn't sit well, and so I didn't.
I didn't start getting into it until after a couple of years, to be honest. Like the first times I went to prison and that, I never touched anything.
But like you were saying, so like there's a motto on the side, and it's like no matter what walk of life you come from, whatever, it's like you're in here doing your time. However you do your time to pass your time, is how you do your time. When you come out, everything changes. But while you're in there, do what is necessary to get by. That's how we're sort of living there, G. So it wasn't until I got to Ravenhall, then met the bro Pops, and then it was just all uphill from there.
Shout out to the bro Pops.
To the bro Pops, G. People like, G, that's one of our Cook Island brothers. You watch, we do boxing. He's like, if you just put this on the tinfoil, does it say believe me, G, yeah? Believe me. Have a little puff on this, G, on the tinfoil. Well, like, it's magic. Yeah. Fuck, next minute just training for fucking 3 hours. Muhammad Ali, 20 punch combos, How you feeling, G? No, second next minute. Oh, hold on. All good, G? No, all good, brother. It's a fuck. Should go for another burn and then come back out. Have anything in between. Hey, start having a smoke on it, make it kick in more. Ooh, fuck.
Fuck.
So, bro, believe it or not, bro, got me. So I ended up running a habit too. I reckon running like the last, just on and off for the last sort of year. I'd have like a few weeks on the butte and off, and then other things were coming, bro. And like you were saying, bro, it just became a thing where, and it's a luxury inside as well. And saying that it's a luxury, but you've also got to be smart. You've got to have ways to be able to turn a negative urine into a positive and avoid that.
Oh yeah, definitely, man.
That's another story.
That's a whole art, man. That's a whole art.
I didn't want to give, I wanted to touch base on this, bro, even on like my Instagram, but I didn't want to give the boys up, so, because I don't know if you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like with the maneuvers and stuff, I thought, I can leave that out, but it's funny because we can relate to that, bro. Hey,
But
when
yeah,
you
so
pull it
there
off
are
and you
there
walk
are
out of there, you're
maneuvers.
like,
There are maneuvers. We won't go
what?
into what they are, but there are maneuvers to beat.
But when you pull the
Tiers,
maneuver, yeah, when you walk out of there, you just feel like on San Andreas when that song plays and Mission Complete. It's like, yeah, you know what's
yeah,
good, hey, you know what's
yeah,
good.
shit. Yeah. So even though me myself, I was a heavy drug user in prison. Yeah, man, it's tough. You know what I mean? You got to watch out for the screws. You've always got stuff on you. You got to hide it. You know what I mean? You got to, people owe money and things. Got to chase that up. When people are bringing in drugs and they haven't told you, then that's just a drama in itself there. So there's always something with the whole drug thing, hey, bro. but
hey, just chop us out, chief.
yeah,
Oh,
but yeah, so that's a little bit of how people pass the time in prison, things like that. But yeah, so you done your time in jail then. Towards the end, you ended up utilizing it very well with programs and things like you said, to prepare yourself for getting out. How about when you did when you were about to get released, bro? Did you ever think you would go back, or were you just completely over it?
No, yeah, I was always excited to get out, but you know what it's like when all the boys are doing past their parole period, especially when they're 501s, like me and the bro here. I was sort of had it in my head that, well, fuck, if everyone else doing extra time, I'm probably going to do an extra year. So I was sort of imagining doing 3.5 and then getting deported, bro, like 4-6 weeks out from me getting my due date, G. I got called into the office, bro, and they said, like, Gibbons, you've been granted parole. You're going to be deported on the day, 28th of June, 2019, I think. 19, yeah. And I was like, bullshit, fuck off. Got liquor, Mark. I was, come with me. I don't believe these fellas, man. He's like, you're getting out, G, where you're getting out. It's like, sick, man. But then he was emotional. Then I was a bit emotional. I was like, I don't think I was ready for this, brother. I don't think we didn't know how to take it. We went back to our cell. We're all living together in their little 6-man lodges then.
Yeah.
And we're all just buzzing out, And then I was feeling really bad too, because I know a lot of the other boys that have done extra years and more time. And here's me, like, just being blessed by doing all the right things and also doing a lot of wrong things, but just not getting caught for the wrong things and being very fortunate, You don't
go to court unless you're caught, brother.
Yeah, exactly. That's it, bro. So I was very blessed, bro. Very lucky time, G. Like, and the amount of close calls, like, fuck, if I could speak at them, it's just, oh, bro.
Yeah.
Like, remember when I first come to Scarp South and I had to make that follow bail? That was the first time I
Yeah, bro. Yeah,
and you were telling me, gee, fuck, that was gangster. Sweet, I'm on.
Yeah,
come to mine for me, brother.
Yeah, bro, come for a couple. Bro, even I remember when you got put on the Terminators, bro.
What,
I was
that,
telling you how to divert. I was telling you how to divert your medication and shit.
Oh yeah. I was like, nah, bro. I was like sweating. I was like, fuck off. Like, gee, brother, straight up put on the side. This and that. Oh shit, came up. Gee, remember?
I was the man, bro.
Myself. You could do anything, bro. My room was number one. This guy was like directly across from me, so they go around to the bottom tier and then go upstairs and lock everyone else down.
Yeah.
So I'm there, get locked in, and then I hear this. Gee, thanks. Gee, bro, you got any chummies?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, G. Hey, go to the socket. Well, it was Saturday, cruising, hey.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Oh man, but back then at Scarp North, I was on that many pills, bro. Fuck, just getting them off everyone, bro.
you, bro. You go around collecting your nuts, mate.
But it's different with you, though. It's different with the boys. It's different with the boys.
Yeah, nah, we're always exchanging. Sometimes I've got bro, the 200 kicks me up, so get your 100, get my 2. But trade and exchange,
Trade and exchange, but I trade me.
Yeah, trade with you. Good old times.
Oh, okay. So, all right, so we're going towards getting out then. So, what was it like getting back to New Zealand, bro? Did you have much support? And all right, so to sort of break this down as well. So Myles is a bit of an influencer. He does have a large following on Instagram.
Yeah,
bro. I said that with a straight face too, brother. I said that with a straight face. Look, well, look, I'll say this: if Myles makes the core, things get done. We'll put it that way. We'll put it that way. Nah, but so yeah, he does actually have a bit of a following on Instagram. Myles Gibbons, definitely give him a follow. Keeps the inspirational stuff on the things that he's doing with youth and all of that. So definitely give him a follow. But like, so how did you go about building that up when you got out and sort of building up the coffee carts? And because it also happened quite fast for you, didn't it?
Yeah, I was quite lucky, bro. So like, in terms of having many people here for me, I guess I always had like, you know, some childhood friends who have always been like, you know, my day ones and all, you know, the goodest cunts. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't say cunts, like females and males. So, you know, all had my best interest at heart, whatever it may be. But one friend in particular, which is the bro Tamari, the bro's locked up at the moment. So hope he's doing well in there, bro. Hope he's not away for too long. But yeah, he just open arms, bro, like just everything, you know. He just recently got out too, and he was on like home D, bro. So it was like, you know, he was into the sparring, the moving around. So we moved around together, we'd train together, you know, both on that diet buzz. So it was just like going from inside transitioning to being outside, but still in that same sort of like that sort of headspace or that mind space, which is like was good for me to ease back into things.
Most definitely.
It was also quite strange, like seeing my family every day for like 2.5 years, and then coming here and seeing nobody. That was quite hard to adapt to as well.
Yeah.
But I adapted to that pretty quickly. What else? Yeah, but then just obviously then I met the bro TDY. Trex is also, as most people know him.
So you had a lot of good hits. You had a lot of good hits around you that helped you transition.
Bro. Yeah. Those
even I was quite surprised.
I spent most of my time with.
Even I was quite surprised on how fast you transitioned and everything, and how fast you're able to do everything, bro. It was really great to see, brother.
Sure, brother. You know, it took me in terms of getting back into full-time work. I tried it, and I think it was too soon. I think like being around like large amounts of people, or like people I don't know or trust, was weird. Like I could be around any form of criminal inside, or not shouldn't call them criminal, any form of the bros inside, and I wouldn't give a fuck where they came, what they done. I just know where I stood with them, and we knew where to take things if it was going to happen. Whereas outside, you don't know. So there's a lot of like anxiety, or like a little bit, I don't know, being anxious. I don't know what it was, but it used to buzz me out. Gee, like, I remember when I first started working for one of the bros, and then I just said to say, it just wasn't really for me, bro. Like realistically, when I started and ask questions, like, oh, bro, what's the most gangster thing you've seen in jail? Or so, bro, do you want to live it, bro? Shut the fuck up, bro. You know, those sort of questions. So now, ask whatever, I wouldn't care. But back then, I was still a little bit jail minded, still had the long hair, you know, for the boys in there.
Fuck, I miss my long hair too, brother.
Same G.
Oh, we gotta do what they. We both had mullets. We both had mullets.
Gotta leave it in the past. Though,
yeah, bro.
But nah, I do miss it though. But yeah, G. Then on the bro Tricks, obviously having a massive following. We done a couple of skits together, bro. Like we're together most days. So you know, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like majority of my audience today, even though it's a very small audience, would be from the bro. You know, like I remember getting to a stage where I was at like, I don't know, I had about 3,000 to begin with, and then all of a sudden I was at like 7 or 8. And I was like, bro, like, what am I meant to do, you know? Hey, geez, just be you. I was like, yeah, you reckon? All right. And geez, straight up, I was like, oh, yeah, sweet. Then I like make a video, then send it to my G, what do you reckon? He'd be like, bro, it's your page, G. Everything you do is me. It's on. Just chuck it up, you know? So at first, first coming out in a few months, I got these followers. I'm like, fuck, what do I need to do with this? You know what I mean? Like,
so that's your deportee video that you did, eh? So Myles had done a video on himself getting deported from Australia, and they're taking the piss. It's a good laugh,
bro. That was actually like only a week or two after me being out as well. I was like fresh as well.
Yeah,
we're just joking about it, you know. And then he's like, "Should we do one?" I was like, "Yeah, hard." And then but that was hard case, that video, G. It took us a while.
Yeah. What's that?
Yeah, bro. So it just all sort of grew from there, G. And I mean, I just obviously. Yeah, had a good friend of mine that gave me an opportunity to have my coffee cart at one of his work sites, which was really helpful without him and without time as well, brother. Just certain people gave me certain opportunities that helped me to get somewhere or see the vision I needed to see to do it. And then it was like, now here you are. You've got to take it the next step, you know? So getting out and working for myself and stuff like that. And Tom's was like, bro, you'd be much better working for yourself, G. Like, I know how you feel, blah, blah. I have my own business. This is the reasons why. I don't like to answer to people I've been inside you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, bro. And it was quite nerve-wracking, bro. Like I still remember, to be honest, I didn't really know much of the differences between all the coffees. I was just sort of winging it, you know? Now I'm a little bit of a master of the art, you know? I've got a few things under my sleeve, bro. But it took nearly a year, bro. I've been operating for nearly a year now. The only bristling courses I'd done before getting out would have been when I was inside.
Yeah.
Remember that fellow?
Yeah, bro.
That French fellow, whatever it was, G. Bro, I was only there for the espresso coffees, cuz.
Yeah, fuck
So
yeah.
that was a bit of a laugh, but no, yeah, bro. So yeah, that's just been grinding away with the coffee cart. Then we started a youth group. It's been going for nearly 3 months now. Baby's nearly 7 months old, bro. Family's happy, bro. Loving the family life, and yeah, bro. Training for a marathon for men's mental health as well, bro. So just trying.
Yeah, so you got a marathon coming up, man.
Busy.
You're staying busy. You're staying busy as fuck.
Oh, trying to, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I can still be doing a lot more. I still have a lot of downtime, bro. I'm trying to start getting into the audio books now, and watching a few more podcasts. Open up those,
Yeah, bro. Yeah, well, I'm waiting on your YouTube channel, brother. It's gonna be dope.
I wish, bro. I wish. I was gonna just do some. I want to start doing like some jail talks and just share them on my page. I was gonna try to change it up and just share those, but
yeah,
again,
even
it's
that, bro.
hard. But even hard, bro, like we're saying with our experiences with the Urines, is like there's certain things you can't say. Well, I wouldn't say, so I wouldn't want to jeopardize anybody. Not that it would get to that extent, but you never know,
Yeah.
Imagine, Miles the fucking dog out there telling everyone how we do this and that.
Yeah, nah. Yeah, nah. We're constant the no. You know what I mean? Constant the no. But yeah, no. So from there going on, and can you sort of put a bit more on working with the youth? So you have said quite a bit on it, but so who do you work with, bro, with the youth? Do you do it with anyone else?
Bro,
or?
So Dallas Tahuna. Dallas is one of my childhood best friends. We've been friends since we were like
so he was your friends from childhood.
14.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
bro. Yes, he's one of my good bros from back in the days, and we've both had the same sort of vision. Just obviously building the being able to facilitate that, and especially because we do it for free as well. We're not getting paid to do it, bro. It's just something we've always wanted to do. Both come from a youth background. The bro does personal training as well, and we just we're from two different walks of life. I've got the inside experience and I guess my upbringing and other sort of aspects I can sort of give to the boys and sort of get them to maybe put their like current situations into perspective as to where things can lead to. And although it seems like a bit of fun now, this is what can happen. Then the bro's got his side of things and what he adds to the table. So it's pretty cool, bro. Like we're completely opposite, but it works. Yin and yang, I guess you could say. So yeah, bro.
Wow. How did the boys react to it, bro? To the groups?
Oh, they love it, bro. They love it. At first, we had the pizza and stuff for the boys to come along.
Where are they held? Sorry, Bubble.
Oh, so it's in the Wainuiomata library, and obviously in the Nui. It's for men. You got to be from Wainui. You can live out of Wainui as long as you grew up in Wainui or you're from there, essentially.
Yep.
Ages 15 to 24, and anyone's welcome to come along as well. So there's no requirements. There's no religious aspects to it. Sorry, it's just if it's a place that something that you need in your life, then you're more than welcome to participate and come along and see what it's all about.
Oh, solid, man. Yeah, so the viewers, man, if you're down there, if you're from Wainuiomata, definitely go down there, man. Suss it out, meet Myles. Good camp.
Yeah, come down for a yarn, eh? There's free pizzas as well, so
free pizzas, bro, I'm dead.
I'm not bringing it to the table. There's a few garlic bees over there.
Oh, man, that's solid though, man. So, yeah, basically, going from, growing up around crime, drugs, you know what I mean, in the hood, then moving to Melbourne, going from penthouse living. What was that like, bro, when you were living that party lifestyle, penthouse to penthouse? Was it everything you'd expected it to be? Or
yeah, bro. Like but again, because I had tunnel vision. I guess what I thought, what I perceived to be the dream was so far from it. But at the time, I was like, "Fuck, it's what this is on."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Living the dream, rocking around with my, whatever. Yeah. So just, I don't know, bro. Like, at the time, like even when I would share the stories, people would find it fascinating. But like, bro, he's really doing that. Did you really have these people over? He's really partying Monday to Sunday. I was like, bro, you go from this apartment to that apartment. Then my other bros would be in those apartments. Rock over, see them. Then girl mates over there, go see them, see what they're up to. Go back home, take everyone for a party back there. Bro, it was just like that for like literally like a year, bro. Like it was just crazy.
Wow,
and I guess the positives I take from that is like, obviously the life experiences where I never want to be again, where I would never end up again, but also like I guess in 1 year, bro, I've done enough partying for the rest of my life, bro. So now I don't really miss it. Like,
you can retire
essentially
now.
getting out. I'm retired, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
The boys and stuff was mad first coming back, and just drinking with the bros and just just being around the brothers and being on that buzz again. But even now, like I've only been sober for 7 weeks or so, but yeah, like it just doesn't faze me anymore, bro. Like I go out for events and stuff like that, or for friends' birthdays, but really I even try to stay in even and avoid those if I can. Just because you're just on a different path now, bro. I just want to spend my energy and time wisely rather than feeling hungover or fucking dealing with that sort of stuff. So I guess it taught me a lot after going through that stuff, bro. Fuck.
Oh, wow, man. Honestly, though, man, that is awesome, bro. Straight up, man. I'm proud of you, brother. You know what I mean? From our time that we spent together in Maxo, you know what I mean? Like, just thinking back
really cool to see where we are now, eh? Oh, bro, proud of you.
It's crazy to
think
back that there was a time when we couldn't even walk out the door, brother. You know what I mean? Without someone telling us that we can. You know what I mean? We can't
Sorry, Mr. Obita. It's not your run out now.
Yeah, man.
Let's change the time. Oh,
and then they're late for the run out. And then they're like 5 minutes late. Oh, fucking hell.
And then they don't let us out of our cell on time, so we're just raging, fucking testosterone.
Oh, yeah, bro. Fuck yeah. All right, man. Well, fuck yeah. So, again, bro, inspirational story. I think we'll wrap it up there, brother. Man, much appreciation, bro, for jumping on like this. If you're ever down in Wainuiomata, man, go see the bro Myles at the library. Go grab yourself a free pizza from the bro man who'll hook it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, anything else you'd like to say for the viewers, brother?
Oh no, I'm very proud of you too, brother, to see where you've come and where you're going, bro. And for all those out there, definitely keep supporting the brother and keep following him, watch his movement he's got going on. And yeah, thanks for having me, my bro. I appreciate it.
So thanks, my G. And yeah, to all the viewers watching, remember that, you know what I mean, you can make that change. You know what I mean? If me and this dude can change, man, fuck, any motherfucker can change, bro.
Yeah, but sorry, that's what we're looking for. Yeah.
It all starts with you, though, man. It all starts with you, be your own guru. Don't let someone else be your guru. You are you, and only you are you. So no one can teach you how to be you. So much love, Myles. Much respect.
Nice. Much love, my bro.
And I'll definitely see you down in Wellington soon, my bro.
Overdue.
Talk to my gang, pull up, and we pull up, and they all dip.